Today we're going to make a prop. We are going to make Spider-Man's web, or it can be for any spider character of your choosing, but it's going to be pretty cool, pretty easy, so stick around and let's get to it. So first off, you're going to need cloth stem wrap wires. These are usually designed for flowers, flower arranging, and so you can find these in most places like Hobby Lobby or Joanns, Michael's, places like that. I will post a link in the description if that's helpful for you. This one specifically is supposed to be, I think, 32 gauge. If you don't know, gauge is the determination of how thin or thick the wire is going to be. And so with that, you want to understand that a lower number like 20 means a thicker gauge wire. So as an example, this one is 22 and this one is much thicker and more rigid than this one is. So I'm using this one for the webbing, and you'll see why soon. That's what this one is called. And so if you do get this one specifically, just make note that this is a newer label, which means that it actually is a little bit different than the previous one. I actually like the previous one a little bit better, but I am gonna go with this one since this is what's currently available. You can see that this Spider-Man has the web line that I've already previously created. It's wrapped around the wrist, and it just points. And I can bend it however I see fit. And let's make one. So these things aren't very expensive at all. They're, I think, maybe $5 at most, and you get a bunch of them. I believe these things are about 18 inches long. The one I made took me maybe 5 or 10 minutes to make. So I am going to just first, I'm going to fold it in half, kind of like that. But what you don't want to do is fold it all the way like where you pinch it closed. You want to get it down to about here and leave a little loop, because that's where you're going to attach it to your wrist on your figure. So from there, it just kind of becomes kind of an artsy thing. So I'm going to first twist and twist, and then I'm just going to take one of the strands, doesn't really matter which one, and I'm going to wrap it around just a little like that. You can see how it comes out, and then I'm just going to continue, and I'm going to go ahead and add another twist to it, and then maybe further down the line I'm going to do another twist around, because every artist makes it a little bit different, and so it really kind of depends on what you're interested in making, or your preference really. I'm going to twist it some more. Maybe I'll add another more winded around. Right. So you can see how it's coming out so far. I'm going to twist some more. And now we're pretty much at the end. And so with this one, I made kind of just a head on it, right? And all I did was I just bent it down and then I twisted it around. And it's pretty straightforward to do. But what I want to do is I want to do something a little bit differently with this one. So I want to give it like fingers, as if it's gonna like reach out to grip. And I'm thinking about it the way that we see it in Amazing Spider-Man 2, when Spidey webs out to try to grab Gwen, and if you look closely, it kind of looks like a hand trying to reach out to Gwen as she's sadly falling. So bend it in like that, right? And then I'm gonna kind of push that guy in, And then that's gonna leave me with 2. Right. And then let's twist it up. And there. So it's supposed to be kind of like reaching out, right? And I mean, if you feel like you missed a little bit, you can always just kind of twist it more. But these things are so inexpensive that it's really not that bad. That if you feel like you messed up, that you have to toss it. But I mean, they're really pliable, so it's not too bad at all. Then as far as actually getting it on your guy, so all of our Marvel Legends have peg hands like this. And then I'm gonna just take it, put it on there, and then I'm gonna twist it around. Right like that. And I'm gonna leave it right on, like right in that spot where the web is supposed to shoot out from. Close them in, and there you have it. So now we got a Spidey with a web shooting out. And obviously that's not super straight, but I mean, depending on what you're trying to do, sometimes it's not always perfectly straight. Sometimes in the comics, it makes this stylized kind of like spiraling out of his wrist, which can be really neat looking too. And then you can make all kinds of different combinations from there. So we have 2 web shooting Spideys in 2 different styles at least. I'm gonna leave it up to you to see what else you can come up with. These are just the 2 that I like to do. And you can do all kinds of other stuff with this. So I'm sure there's a way that you could make this really long if you wanted to, because I know, I folded mine together like this, because I think that gives it a better aesthetic, and so that does make it a little bit shorter, but I'm sure there's a way that you could wind it in a way with 2 of them together to give it a much longer string if you wanted to. And then you could go really far where you could have multiple of your spider people fighting a larger villain like the Rhino, and they all have them webbed up and trying to hold them down. I think there's a lot of fun possibilities with this type of accessory. And that's pretty much it. So you buy the cloth stem wire, you wrap it up, and you attach it, and you're good to go. So if you like this, let me know in the comments. If you have other ideas for me to try, or if you're interested in seeing how you can modify Thor's arms from Love and Thunder, then check out this video here.